where my mom's at. Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at. Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at.
Where My Mom's At podcast with Christina P.
Oh. Hi, guys. Thank you for downloading. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube where you watch this episode. Let's do some business at the top. I've got a residency at Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank every Thursday in the Yoo-Hoo Room. Come see me there. Seattle, Portland, and then more Burbank. And then 2020, get on these tickets now. January 30th through February 1st, Houston Improv, March 13th through 14th, Miami Improv, March 26th through 28th, the Addison Improv in Dallas, April 3rd through 4th, Caroline's Comedy Club in New York City, and then April 24th through 25th, Des Moines at the Funny Bone, June 12th through 13th, Phoenix, Arizona at Stand Up Live. Tickets are at Christina P online. And with me today guesting is Ryan Sickler of The Honeydew.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you. It feels great to be sitting on this side of the table.
I know.
At Studio Jeans.
So happy to. Do you have anything you want to plug at the top before we get started?
I am at Comedy Works South at the Landmark, Denver, November 21st through the 23rd. Go to ryansickler.com, get your tickets. Ryan Sickler on all social media and thehoneydewpodcast.com.
Amazing. This episode of Where My Mom's At is brought to you by Sattva Mattress Company. I'm a huge fan of Sattva. My husband and I have slept on the Sattva mattress for almost, I would say, a decade now at this point. We were looking for a mattress that was king size, that had impeccable quality, and we found Sattva on a whim. We're so lucky, and we've been with them ever since. We sleep on the Lumen Leaf, which is memory foam, and it's all made in the United States, organic cotton. The customer service is amazing. The minute you order your Sattva mattress, you get notified, you get contacted by their customer care, and they set up delivery. They take away your old mattress. They set up your new one so fast. It really is an outstanding company. We've worked for them. We worked with them for years. That's how much we believe in them. So check it out. Sattva, SAATVA mattress.com or Loom and Leaf, LOOM and LEAF.com for memory foam. I love Sattva Mattress Company. Before we get started, I have a major announcement to make. We're going to talk about On Your Mom's House in depth. But last week I mentioned that I'm an emetophobe. I'm afraid of vomiting. And
I just learned this.
Oh, you didn't know this about me?
I didn't know you were afraid of vomiting.
Oh, my I have been in therapy for a decade for it. So anyway, Ellis got sick, my older son. And then, of course, 2 days later, the baby got sick. And then the same night, Mom got sick.
Yeah.
I have not vomited since 2002 or 3.
Damn. You were on a 17-year run?
Yes.
That's impressive.
It is. I've done 2 pregnancies.
You didn't throw up at all in either of them?
No.
Wow.
And I puked for the first time in 17 years.
Catch me outside.
Oh. Guys, I mean, I will say, and I mean this with all sincerity, I would rather give birth than do that again.
It's that bad for you.
I fucking hated it so much.
Where were you when it hit?
In my own bathroom, thank God.
But were you like, you knew it was coming, or were you like out doing something like, whoo?
No.
You were there. Because that shit comes on and there's no, it'll squirt through your fingers. It is nothing.
Has that happened to you?
Yeah,
like you got sick in public?
Running down I'll tell you what,
No.
here's what
God.
traumatized me as a kid. And I'm amazed that I don't, because I have no problem throwing up.
Tell me how that feels not to have a problem. Is it like shitting to you? It's like not a big deal?
It's not like shitting. I would rather shit than throw up. But if my stomach feels a certain way, I'll smoke a little weed. If that weed doesn't help my stomach, but weed is very good for nausea, by the way, I will absolutely stick my finger down my throat, and I have no problem making myself throw up. None. And I feel amazing afterward because I got that fucking shit out of me, you know? Like, there it goes. There's that poison.
Yeah.
But when I was like, I don't even know what age. I was a little kid. I can remember what I was wearing. I was probably about 11 or 12. We're at the roller rink. I had eaten something the night before that had me just feeling fucked up, but I still wanted to go roller skate. And back then, the Colts had moved out of Maryland. So I had a Seattle Seahawks long sleeve shirt on. It had the 3 stripes across here. Little helmet like right here, and I'm skating, and I'm fucking like, oh my God. And the bathroom's like right here, and I'm skating, and I put my hand over my mouth, and you know that the torque that shit comes out with, it just forced my fingers open and just shot at these girls that were skating by. Like, and I was like, oh, and I just all over the floor, all over everywhere. And I was like, oh, and I was just humiliated. I made that part. The initial squirt went all over like the carpet where you go by the lockers and shit. But I got into the bathroom, but I still didn't make it to a toilet. It was all over. Someone had to come clean that up. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't like the smell of it. I think what really bothered me. So what happened? I went to bed. I woke up at 10 and I was so hungry. I was ravenous, and I had a little bit of yogurt, a little Greek yogurt, and some fruit. And then I woke up at midnight because one of the kids' toys, you know, when the batteries get low and it'll repeat, whatever. It was like, change the battery, change. And I wake up to that, and I turn the toy off, and I go upstairs, and I go, oh, I think I don't feel so hot. I think I'm getting it. And I sat down to make brown, and I just peed water. I mean, I shit water.
Yeah, water.
Water. And then I felt nauseous, but I controlled it. I held it down like a maniac. Oh. I know, I'm so crazy. And I held it in as long as I could, and then I had to let it go.
Was there a moment where you were like,
so scary.
17 years? Did you have that thought?
All the time. Everything. I'm like, how did I go this long without?
What was the vomit before? What was it in 2002?
Sure, go ahead. Spaghetti and ground beef. And I couldn't eat it for like a year.
Spaghetti's not going to make you sick.
No.
It's the ground beef.
I could have just been a stomach bug too, but yeah, I didn't like the smell. I didn't like the, but I knew, here's what in my head, I was like, okay, this will be a rough 1 minute of your life. It's 1 minute. And then you clean up and you're hopefully done.
It's just violent to your body, though. It's a violent thing.
Oh,
yeah.
I didn't like it.
Isn't it amazing, too? I've talked about this before, but isn't it amazing that we as human beings can smell shit, but we don't shit? We smell puke, we can puke immediately. Isn't that fucking weird?
Oh my God.
Could you imagine if you every time you smelled shit, you're like, oh, fuck. Every time you smell someone else's shit, you shit yourself.
Every time I go into the bathroom after my husband.
Like, God damn it.
Well, and also, and this is my first experience, I had Ellis get sick, and I thought we were out of the woods. Like the next morning, he was fine. He was eating breakfast, and I literally in my head had that Wizard of Oz song. You're out of the woods. And then he was eating breakfast, and he just went blah at the breakfast table, and I was like, no. And then Juju got sick, and I mean, you've got one little girl, Stella. How old is Stella right now?
She just turned 5. Yeah.
And
she had it. And I watched the progression. I told you, it was like a 12-hour progression. She got it, and then her mom got it, and I was like, I'm next. And within 12 hours of that, I was like, bah. And I was telling you, she got to the point where she threw up so much. It was just liquid at this point. And she would walk around and just like, like a belch, and like a fountain would shoot out. I'm like, God damn it. I'm over there wiping the fucking floor, you know, like just following behind her because she's puking everywhere. And I just kept taking like, I would clean the sheets. Like if she threw up in the bed, I clean the sheets.
That's the worst part.
And then I put new sheets on, and then I'm like, God damn it. So I just kept everything. This is terrible. I kept everything in the tub, and then I balled it all up, and I took it where you go to clean your fucking puke and your diarrhea, the public laundromat.
Oh. You're the worst. You just got everybody sick. You dick.
You think I'm the only one that cleans diarrhea sheets at the public laundromat? They have extra hot water there. That's why I go there. They got that hot water you don't get at home. You know?
Oh. Well, yeah, that was the horrible part, is cleaning it out of cribs. My husband, my little baby, the little one, it's just all over. And same with Ellis. The room reeks. It's like it's always the middle of the night. I don't know why children can't get sick during the fucking day.
Can you do this at 3:30 p.m.? Yeah.
It's always like that terrible cry.
You wake up and you don't know what the fuck's going on. Yeah.
You're panicked because the baby, you know. Yeah, it's always that terror of like, what is it? What's going on? And you walk in and the smell hits you and you're like, oh man.
The first time she did it, it was all, I mean, I'm telling you, I just woke up. I heard this noise. I woke up. She's not crying or anything. She was probably 2 at this point. And I just go, hey, what's going on? And she just goes, what happened? Aww. And I and she's not crying or anything. She's generally like, what happened? I put my hand down. I'm like, oh no. I turned the fucking light on, Christina, it looked like a fucking frat boy after a bender. This is a 2-year-old. Your stomach's as big as your fist. I couldn't believe.
I know
the volume, the sheer volume that came out of that tiny belly.
How do they do it?
And she's just looking at me, going, "What happened?" That's what she said. I was like, and she didn't cry or anything though. So I had to, it's.
Well,
I feel for you, especially if you have a phobia of it.
Oh, that was the hardest.
Still,
part.
only once you've thrown up.
Well, yeah.
During the stomach flu.
Yeah, and I just
you're
pissed
lucky.
it out of my butt.
Yeah, that's where you want it to go. Yeah.
Well, Ellis goes, I went to sneeze, and then it came out. Like he thought it was a sneeze, which was so sweet. I was like, no, baby, you barfed. Next time you go to the toilet. Like I explained to him how, it was so sad to watch both babies, and then watch the younger one vomiting was just like, because they're so confused. Like it's
so it doesn't bother you to see it or anything like that?
No, it bothers me.
It does.
But my love for my children overrides my panic in that moment. Like my wanting to help my babies is that primal thing is just so but the whole time I'm panicked and I'm like, I'm gonna get sick. This is the end of my world. I get really weird. But it happened. I fucking survived. Oh, and a mom hack I found during this round of barfing in beds and cribs is put a towel down. So the first time it happens, like you have just filthy sheets. And I'm so phobic. I'm just like, throw them out. That's what Amazon's for. I'll pay $10 to get some Target sheets I don't care. Put towels down, like big towels.
I got a whole closet full of shop towels.
Yeah.
That's what I keep them for. Puke
on
shit,
'em.
piss, whatever.
And I put a towel down by the cribs too, like under the cribs, because they lean out and they barf through the bar or whatever. Oh God. And that's other mom hacks people have told me is to quarantine the child, which when they're really young, you really can't
do that.
Give them like a bucket to puke into, like the designated puke bowl thing.
Like your little beach bucket, make it fun.
I guess.
Puke in the Krabby bucket over there.
Something like that, so that it's in one area, so it's not like all over the house or whatever. Anyways, I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad it's over, because that was really traumatic for me. And I've been talking to my shrink, and let's hope. I mean, so you've had 3 stomach flus, and she's only 5.
I think 2. One I think was food. Yeah.
Okay, so I've got a few more ahead of me.
I mean, you might get lucky. That's the thing is,
I've
you
got
don't know.
2 children too.
Yeah.
It's not.
They're bringing everything home.
Everything.
Like those little fucking kids too. They sneeze on me and laugh, and they cough in my I've been down to Hugsdale, and these kids come over and they cough in my face, and and I'm like, you little motherfucker.
Oh, Ellis licks my face, spits in my mouth practically. Both baby, and I'm all over my babies. I mean, what am I gonna do?
I had this theory that I wouldn't take antibiotics so I could strengthen my system. Let me tell you, I went down real fucking quick on that shit. Because I tried to tough it out, and they're like, oh, your theory's correct, but you already have infections and everything else. So sinus, you're not going to be able to do it. But I've been lucky. I give her vitamins. You give them vitamins?
No.
I give her these vitamins that have, they're good for immunity, stuff like that helps. But these little kids are coughing. That's the thing. They're coughing new shit into our old system. That's my whole, it's like, hey,
right.
I'm not, right. you're going to heal up and be better long after I am. 6 weeks later, I'm still coming back here, and I'm going to lick your fucking lunchbox out there or something, you little motherfucker, because you just gave me some kind of new shit.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that I may have contracted the 2019 stomach bug, but you know what I mean?
These kids are on the 2020 already. Like, sorry, bitch.
Yeah. I haven't had one since 2002, so I needed the update.
Do you get a flu shot?
Are you kidding me? I'm the first one in line. I get that shit in August, the minute they roll the sign out.
I get them, but I've been violently ill after about 3 or 4 of them. My doctor's like, it's not that. I'm like, oh, it's just a coincidence. Is it? Is it? You just put the flu in me. It's a coincidence. Well, this is only good for 6 strains. Oh, there's 92 new ones this year? Great. What the fuck am I getting this for?
I know.
Yeah.
I know. It's always like that. That's what they tell you. I guess it prevent. Hey, man, I heard this horrible story on the Howard Stern show. I'm a huge fan of Stern.
I love Stern.
This fucking nurse called up one time and goes, get your flu shot. This is a bummer. Bummer alert, ladies listening, gentlemen. She goes, I'm a nurse. I didn't get my flu shot. I didn't get my son the flu shot. And he contracted the flu. He was about 7 years old. and the virus attacked his heart.
No.
And he died.
Oh my God.
And I am a nurse. And she goes, I feel so horrible that I didn't do it. She goes, 100%. Just get it because that could be the one strand.
Yeah.
So everybody listening, go get your damn flu shots. Even though you're right, there's like a million. Look, the truth of it is,
you could have got a flu shot and still died from that virus if it wasn't included in the flu shot they put in you. Yes.
And also because I obsessively started reading about stomach bugs when I had one. And they're like, yeah, guess what? Wipes don't do shit. Hand sanitizers don't do shit. The only way to not get a stomach bug is to wash with soap and water and say the alphabet.
Okay.
I mean, there ain't.
That's another thing I learned. I heard twinkle twinkle. You're supposed to do the whole twinkle twinkle, and I was like, I do not. I get to like, I don't go all the way through. What you twinkle twinkle little star. I wonder what you are.
Parents don't have time for that shit.
That.
So I'm so glad you're here, Ryan, because A, you listen to the show, which is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
B, you're on our network on the Honeydew.
Yes.
So you guys should check that out. And also, you're a single dad.
I am.
Which we haven't had one on the show yet.
Well, also, I'm very honored to be here. Thank you. I know you had Fitzsimmons. Did you have Dr. Drew? How many men have you had? You had Dr. Drew?
Fitzsimmons. I think that's it so far.
It so
we
far.
don't allow too many.
Yeah, I thought so. So I appreciate being in the first three.
So you're one of us. I'm not a regular mom. So let's talk about it. What's it like? It's got to be weird to be a single dad with your girl's 5.
Mm-hmm.
What are the things that you didn't expect would be difficult about raising a girl?
Man, well, I've been talking about this on stage now, and it's funny because I actually would like to hear your opinion on this. So, and I'll clarify everything. I am a single dad. I've gotten shit from people that say you're not a single dad. They believe a single parent is the only parent and the child is with them 100% of the time. And as if that other parent doesn't exist or maybe he's deceased or left or whatever. I don't agree with that. I do co-parent successfully with her mom and I'm bat 1,000. You know what I'm saying? What fun would that be? But when my daughter's with me, it's me. I don't have any help. I don't have any relatives. I don't have nothing. It's me and since she's been 1. So every diaper, every bath, every cry in the middle of the night. We've been to the ER a couple of times. The stomach flu was with me. We're going to the doctor. We're going to the dentist. So when she's with me, it's just me. And I wouldn't have it any other way. But I've been talking about it on stage. Like, I wish somebody would have gave me a heads up because I grew up with 2 brothers and boy cousins, like dick and balls all day.
Oh, you tell me about dick and balls.
I feel like I'm vaginal friendly. You know what I mean? Like I'm trying to do all the right things by your parts. But one night last year when she was 4, I turned the tub on and she goes, Dad, do you mind if I get in while the water fills up? And I was like, yeah, I'll be back in 1 second. When I came back, she was up in that little crab walk position. And she goes, I go, holy shit, what's going on? And she's like, I'm cleaning my vagina. And I was like, holy shit, we don't need to power wash it. And I couldn't get over that. So that's how the bit starts on stage. I'm not going to go into a bit, but I was... And I say this in the bit, which is not joking. Like, for someone who makes most of their living speaking, I had no idea what to say or do, but I knew I wasn't going to shame her. I wasn't going to embarrass her. I wasn't going to make fun of it or poke. I just attacked it with positivity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's all you can do,
That's
and
it.
It's so normal for them.
That's what I was doing too on the side.
Yeah.
I'm Googling shit like, okay, this is normal.
So
this is
normal.
So about this age too, huh? About this age.
Yeah. How old was she when
4,
that happened?
Yeah. And I was like, it's early, but because I don't remembering discovering my penis. I knew I played with it in between the 5th and 6th grades when I discovered masturbation.
Oh yeah,
which is it's right in that wheelhouse there. Yeah. I think it might be a touch early, maybe, but I don't remember like flicking it and playing with it and shit prior to that. Right. If that makes sense. I'm sure I did, but I just don't remember that.
Yeah, my little boys. You discover it really, boys do. Mine did it like 6 months old in the bathtub. Like, I'll watch both of them at that age, just like pinching and rolling and just laughing. Like, this is awesome. I found it. I found it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, I shame them and I go, that's dirty. That's wrong. Jesus is going to get you now. But I ignore. You just like, good for you.
Yeah, let them have it. It's theirs.
cares?
Like,
Yeah.
I think you should learn. I told my daughter, learn everything about your body. Learn if you can make a hot dog with your tongue. Learn how to click learn how to snap. Learn if you're double joint. You know what I mean? Like, play with your fucking body. Learn your fucking body. Discover everything there is to discover about it.
I think the only caveat with that child touching themselves stuff is like, hey, you don't do that in public. You do that in private. So if you see them, that's what I've heard. You just go, you can do that in your room.
My stepson used to take his dick and pull it out of the side of his shorts and just twirl it like you're talking about. But he was like 8, you know what I mean? On the couch, I'm like, hey, what are you doing? So I told him, like, your privates are called your privates for a reason. And you can go do whatever you want to them in private. They're not called your publics. So don't do that shit in public. But you can go behind that door and lock it. And you can do whatever the hell you want to do to that thing in private.
Yeah, but I remember having an awareness of my vagina around that age too, of being like, oh, this is a different part. This feels good.
Right.
Well, yeah, when this happens, obviously she's not fully masturbating.
No,
I'm not assuming, but it's a little like exploration.
Yeah.
Totally normal. I remember that. I remember thinking how easy it was to change a boy's diaper because like when they shit and diarrhea everywhere, you just like wipe. You can just willy-nilly get between the nuts, get under the. Tom was always like, get under the nuts, get under the nuts.
You gotta get under the nuts.
Yeah, and I was like, oh yeah, I didn't know. I don't know that shit collects.
Not like a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
Yeah, I didn't know.
That's where the famunda cheese is.
That's right.
From under your nuts.
From under your nuts.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh yeah, I could get. Now I'm always scooping under nuts. But how easy cleanup is, because for a girl, it's not that easy. If she gets diarrhea, it's in her vagina. That's a real problem.
Yeah, I was very cautious and hesitant and nervous about that too. But if you don't clean it out, they're going to get infections and everything else. So you have to.
You get into the. You get in there, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I did for diaper changes. I don't. Once we started bathing and stuff, I don't do anything like that. I'll do butt crack if we had an exceptional day at school and I come home and I see those underwear. I'm like, yeah, well, let me help you out with that one a little bit.
Maybe a washcloth. Can
that's
you
what I do.
washcloth her vagine now? Yeah.
I don't do that. I let her do. I'll go over it.
She can do it now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
of
she's
course.
5. Yeah, she's been bathing herself for a while. But when I did, I would go over the vagina, but I'd get in the butt crack.
Smart.
Yeah.
Okay. See, all
and then
these
I
things.
teach her, look, you do this, get your armpit, but I make it just like it's another body part. I don't,
100%.
I don't make it, just get behind both ears, get the back of your neck, get under your armpits, get your vagina, get in your butt crack, get in
Yes.
between your toes. I throw it in the
agree.
middle there somewhere, in my laundry list.
I agree too, because the more you make it a bigger deal, why is it a big deal? It's
Right.
it's an appendage, like it's just a thing, like any other part, skin and nerves.
But see, I've talked
your
about this
penis.
stuff in stand-up, and I've had ladies come up to me and tell me I can't do that.
Why can't you?
And because I'm a dad talking about a girl's vagina, I'm like, yeah, but I'm her parent.
Yeah.
So I kind of like that it bothers some people because I think it is something that needs to be talked about.
Yeah.
There's a lot of me out there, and there's a lot of good dads out there that are very involved with their daughters, and they want to know that stuff. And one of their points is your daughter's going to hear that shit when she's older, and she's going to be pissed or humiliated. And I was like, I don't think so. I'll raise her in a way to be. We laugh at everything. There's humor in all things. So why would you be upset about that?
Why would she? It's so funny when people assume that for somebody else. Like,
I'm a man. I can't talk about, cleaning my daughter's vagina.
But you do clean your daughter's vagina.
I have to.
Yeah, who's going to clean it? No
Yeah.
one else is going to clean it.
Oh, I did. Like I said, now she does it. She uses her purple loofah. She soaps it up.
But that's
loofahs
so
up.
good, and it's so good that you use the proper word for it.
Well, her mom and I
important.
had a discussion about that because I always said vagina because I read you should call it a vagina.
Yeah.
And she was always like, I want you to use a different name. She goes, what about cookie? I go, cookie?
No.
What the fuck am I going to say when she asks for a cookie? That's going to come a lot more than the vagina conversations. So I think always calling it what it is. Like when we grew up, my parents called our penises, well, it wasn't go pee, it was TT.
I don't like
It's like
that
a southern
shit
fucking
either.
thing,
Yeah.
going TT. I got to go TT. Like, what the fuck is TT?
I don't like
Yeah.
TT. It's
And it wasn't
stupid.
until we grew up later, like, that's not even a real thing. You know what I mean? Like, this is made up shit.
Yeah, I don't like that. But I think if women have a problem with you, it's really because they have a problem with themselves and their own bodies. Because a lot of women grow up with moms that tell them that their parts are dirty. Like Leanne Kreischer, her mom told her that her grandmother told her that her vagina was dirty and bad and shoo, stay away.
Dirty, like yeah.
It's like it's
off limits. Yeah.
And also too, because it's a sexual organ that women get people get real weird about, that you're the dad. Yeah, but you're not seeing your little girl as a sexual object in that time.
And also,
there's context.
If we're going to be technical, the mouth is a sexual organ.
Of
you can
course.
fuck a mouth. I don't think sexual things when I'm brushing watching some chick brush her teeth doesn't get my dick hard.
Right. That's
I'd be like,
lovely
get
point,
those
Ryan.
eye teeth, girl. Get those eye teeth. Shit.
Catch me outside. How about that?
What an eloquent. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. People are hung up.
It's what you said. It's people's personal hang-ups that they want to project about what you should and shouldn't say and what you should and shouldn't talk about, and it's inappropriate. And I think it's 100% appropriate that it's time we start talking about this stuff. I mean, it's get over it.
Get over it. And I also think too, a lot of times kids can really handle the reality of things, but it's the
adults that can't. 100%,
and then they pass their own anxieties and stuff onto the subject at hand, and then they create the thing in the kid. Now, you know. Yeah, you can just explain stuff.
But see, like
just explain shit. Yeah, here we go. This is a great video. Have you seen this on Instagram? This is fantastic.
So explain what's happening.
Yeah. So for those who are just listening, it's a teacher in a preschool, and she's got 2 balloons taped on the back of a chair, and she's showing the kids how to wipe between the balloons. So that's how you wipe your hiney, and then you fold the paper and you wipe. But she's doing that. That's like 5 wipes on one paper, which I don't recommend.
Yeah, it's a little aggressive.
I do like 1.
I'll go 2 tops.
Yeah,
on
2
the same.
tops.
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on the kind of shit too. Where you wipe, and you're like, oh, there's nothing even there. Let me do it again.
I gotta tell you, this bout of stomach bug, I was so thankful to have the Toto Washlet 350E that just shoots water, so I don't have to wipe every time.
You have the best toilet.
Oh my God, thank you. It's on
I'd
Amazon,
save
guys.
shits just to come to your house. I do. I save my shits.
I wish you would. Shaka Khan, baby. Let me rock it, Shaka Khan.
Let me rock it, Shaka Khan.
So let's talk about. So that's the weird stuff with the girl.
Can we talk about this? Because I would love to talk about this.
Yes,
I know eventually, and it seems like around the maybe 6th, 7th grades when the periods hit.
Oh, snappers.
And
it's the worst.
I'm not put off by any of this. Like, I really want to be a dad. Now, I know she's not going to want to probably talk to me about it, which is normal, but I don't want to make it a thing where if I'm going to the grocery store, just because you asked me what am I supposed to get the first time. Because a friend of mine, Shannon, brought his daughter out. We did Disneyland for like 3 days, and she's 11, and her mom had said to him, just heads up in case it happens, but she could get her period while you guys are out there and you have to deal with it. And I was like, well, then we'll fucking deal with it. There's CVS right next to the hotel, and we'll go get some stuff.
And you'll take her to the doctor.
And then we'll take her to the ER because she's bleeding. We'll sue Disneyland. Yeah, I'm trying to make mint off of it.
So what do you think you should do if a girl gets a period? Just tell me in your mind, what do you think is number one?
Like if we're together, I would go to CVS.
Okay.
And I wouldn't buy tampons, I'd buy pads.
What thickness? What are we looking at?
Well, I can't decide right now. This will be my logic in the aisle.
Now, do you bring her with you or you leave her at home?
Oh, it depends. Like if we're out in the car, I'm bringing her with me. You know what I mean? She's like, oh my God, Dad.
And what about the blood that's coming out of her vag?
Well, then she'll already be educated about what's going to happen. It'll probably freak the fuck out of her that it's happening at the moment, especially with her dad in the car. Whatever the moment is, I'm sure there's no, perfect situation to have your first fucking period.
Oh, this is her first period.
I'm saying, when it happens, I would say.
So what would you do? Let me.
This is what okay, go ahead.
So let's say it's this girl, and she's like, Ryan, I just got my period for the first time.
This girl, you mean my daughter?
Sorry, your daughter. I thought we were going to a different city.
Oh, no, not her, yeah.
Okay, and you're at home.
My daughter says that to me, and we're at home.
And you don't have anything in the house.
Okay.
What do you do?
Here's the truth about me. If I know it's going to be coming in the years, I'm going to have a box of something. I'm going to have something.
What are you going to have?
I would probably go get like a box of Tampax pads, and because I'm not sure if I should go light or heavy, I'd look for some kind of medium weight one.
Okay. That's good.
That's my guess.
Okay, medium weight. Wings or no? Do you do wings or no wings?
I mean, I think the wings are probably better, but I think for starters, we don't need to get to the spoiler on the back of the car right away. You know what I mean? We don't need the hot
too
rod.
advanced.
Yeah, we
I
don't
got
need the
you.
hot rod to fucking pad out on the first one. Let's
Okay.
just get through it and call your mom. You know what I mean? That's what we're going to do.
Okay. Well, let me give you a quick tip, hot tip for the men listening who have little girls. So if you guys don't have anything in the house, and women do this, if it's a surprise, what you do is you go into your husband's drawer and you take his favorite white shirt. You roll it up and you throw it right in your underwear. That's why Tom's shirts are missing. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Real talk.
Wait, how close am I to what I should do in an emergency situation?
I'll tell you. Okay, here's the emergency. The emergency is, Dad, I have my period. Shit, there's nothing in the house. You just go to the bathroom, you get some toilet paper, wad it up, create a makeshift pad, put it under her vag.
Do I need to tailor wings out of it?
Well, here's what you do. Here's what I do, which is very clever. So you're going to put that in. This is the underwear.
Okay.
Put that pad there. You're going to take more toilet paper and wrap it around so it works as like a bandage.
Okay.
So it keeps it there. That's your emergency maxi pad.
Okay, so you fold it a few times, then wrap around it to like
and then
fold it a little bit.
Wrap it around the panty so that it like ties it there kind of thing. And that'll kind of be a...
oh, I see. Through the legs. Got it.
Right, through the legs.
Got it.
So
I was trying to visualize. Okay,
right,
I'm with you now.
so it's like a makeshift pad.
Right.
That's an emergency.
That's what gets us to CVS.
100%. If you don't have something.
That's what doesn't fuck up the seats in my lease.
Now, here's the thing, too. Most periods I don't know, from friends, some women did bleed like everywhere through their pants. They wake up and they're covered. A lot of the times it just trickles out slowly. So you're not going to have like a geyser of blood generally. I don't know.
Can I ask you where you were the first time? Were you with your dad? Because I know you were.
Yes.
You were.
Let me tell you a great dad story.
Okay.
This is actually I was going to tell this to you anyways. And yes, by the way, before we get to that, your instincts are correct. So you're going to get a maxi pad. You're not going to buy a tampon. Tampons are varsity level period gear. That's for when you're comfortable putting something up your vagina, which could be, I don't know, a teenage, not little, I don't know.
But
15.
I've read the box till you put your foot up on like the toilet or the tub. So you got
I never did that. Those illustrations
they're ridiculous.
are horrible. And terrifying. The drawing is worse than just a picture of a woman doing it. Just show me a real
video.
How about that?
Yeah, just show me a real woman putting one in.
Right,
Don't give me the
exactly.
drawing. But your instincts are totally right. Just get a maxi pad, wings or no wings, doesn't matter, and try to get like a medium. There you go. That's a coverall. You don't want to go too crazy. And for nighttime, you may want to get a thicker one. Sometimes women bleed more at night. And then get a panty liner. You may want to do panty liners even before the period comes.
What's the shelf life on these? I might want to just get them now. I'm just gonna
get
get them now.
now.
I should. I've been holding on to these for 7 years, girl.
There you go. You can get them now. Okay, so great story. The night I got my period, I had a little girlfriend. We were 12, 13, on the cusp of being 13. She slept over at my house. We woke up. She had bled everywhere. And we had a trundle bed. So she was sleeping in the lower trundle bed. I was sleeping in the upper. So in her bed, she woke up and she just got her period. And lo and behold, I had my period.
No way.
It was, that's what women do. We cycle up.
Yeah,
And she
but
was
I
my
mean,
best friend.
No
Is that crazy?
shit. That is crazy.
So here's the neat part is that she too had a single dad, a divorced dad, and she split time with her two parents. And I was living with my father at the time. We had two completely different reactions to getting our periods. I chose to conceal, hide, make my makeshift pad because I didn't think I had anything. And then later that night, I went to my mom's house because it was Sunday night, and my mother horrified me. That's a whole different story. But my friend, I remember we called her dad. Dad came. I'll never forget this. This is such a telling moment. Door opens. She sees her dad and she cries. And she goes, "Daddy, I got my period." And runs into his arms. And he goes, "That's okay, sweetie. We'll take care of it." And I remember going, wow,
Yeah, that's it.
Wonderful. That is not my reaction. My reaction was hide, conceal, nothing to see here. Let's move along. So it is totally possible for a daughter and a father to be so bonded and to be cool like that. And the dad was super cool. I'm like, yeah, let's take care of it. We'll get you some pads. And she had she did have a stepmom at that point. So the stepmom could show her how to put the maxi pad on the underwear. But totally, Stella may wake up with it or whatever and be like, Dad, come here. Oh my gosh, I have my period. And be.
I'm ready for it.
And there's no reason not. Why can't a man be involved in a woman's? I don't know why. It's silly. And it's the same
There's
idea.
male gynecologists.
100%. My husband watched me give birth to both of my children. I mean, what's the diff between me delivering placenta and our baby and like a period? I don't know. But
well, I saw, I don't know if I'll do this to this level, but I saw Kreischer's whole period party thing. Are you going to?
That's cool.
Would you do that if you had a daughter?
Depends on the girl, because there's a lot of, at least growing up with me, in my era, it was getting your period was the scariest.
Yeah, I bet.
Shameful,
yes.
Terrifying. And they would show us these old school videos from the 70s where it was, remember that shit you would see like for sex ed? This is back in the day, like they show, and it was like, when you start menstruating, you can use a belt. They used to have this thing.
A belt?
Look, Google.
Like a tourniquet?
You're gonna die. Menstrual belt. It is so stupid that they even put this as an option. Look at this.
Nuh-uh. What the fuck?
So it's a belt. This is before they just had maxi pads that they had the adhesive and they would just stick into your panties.
It's like a
down
reverse jock
to the
strap.
right. Yeah, it looks like a jock strap. And you could you could tie this into your underwear with a belt. And I remember, this was in like the late 80s, early 90s where I was watching these videos. I'm like, what are you talking about, a belt? I'd never seen a woman in my life wearing this nonsense. So when I got my period, I could do that. I could use a menstrual cup, which is a cup that you put up your vagina and it collects the blood. I know. And I'm like, I am 12 years old. Those are not options for me. Or but that's for a woman, like when you're a bit older and you can navigate this kind of stuff. And then a tampon, even to tell like a 12-year-old or an 11-year-old girl you can tampon, you're like, what?
Yeah, what age is appropriate for a tampon?
I started at like
late high school,
15,
high school,
right around the time I was sexually active, 16, 15. Yeah, because also if you swim, you're going to have to use a tampon. But it is terrifying to know that those are your options. And then every girl in my class would get it, and then the word would spread. Oh, Tracy got her period.
Right.
No shit, did she bleed? No, I didn't. So-and-so got her period. It was like we were...
belt on.
Yeah. She had her belt on, her harness. I just fucking... So it was like we all knew which girls in the class did or weren't,
right.
Who's gotten it, who hasn't gotten it. So that was the pressure of like, will I get mine?
Did you tell your friends even though you didn't tell your parents? You
Yeah.
did.
I have one my
You got to tell somebody, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing you're going to do, cramps, pain. You're going to want to go get some Advil, Tylenol, and you're going to want to bake some brownies. You always have to have chocolate.
Okay.
That's another one.
Andrea Savage recommended this book to me. I think I might have it just slightly off, but it's The Keeping and Care of You, or The Care and Keeping of You.
Yeah.
And she was telling me with her daughters, like, I guess right before you ladies form boobs, it's super painful.
Yeah.
And you don't know why, but it's because they're starting to grow. And like, you may not remember it
That's
now
right,
back then,
do,
but
yeah.
but she told me that. She goes, so if your daughter ever says that to you at that time, that's what this, there it is, The Care and Keeping of You. It's a great book, the body book for girls. So I already bought that. As soon as she said it to me that day, I ordered on Amazon. Like it was last year, I think. And got that and started reading that. Yeah, I want to know. I'm saying, I never had a sister to talk to this stuff about. You know what I mean? None of that. It's all boys.
Yeah.
So everybody's taking hour-long showers. You know what I mean? Like, we know what the fuck's going on in there.
Now, that's what I'm not looking forward to, is the masturbation frenzy. When does that start in?
For me, it was the summer between, I got out of fifth grade and I was about to go into sixth grade, and it was a summer night on my top bunk with my little brother under it, and that's when I discovered it. And my mom real quickly put me and my twin brother back in the same room. Like, well, if they're both going to be jerking, it might as well put them in one room.
I wouldn't go that route. I would have separated.
Well, she did, but when that bunk bed kept shaking up top the whole time, my brother couldn't sleep and complained. She was like, maybe I'll put you guys together.
Did you know what you were doing?
No.
Had anyone told you?
I didn't know what this grip was. None of that. I was just, like you say, flicking it and playing with it, and eventually it just, something happened, and I was like, What the fuck was that? That's the greatest feeling I've ever felt in my life. That's what the Catholic Church is telling me I shouldn't do. I'm ready to go to hell, and I have never stopped.
Of course.
Yeah.
Now, the thing is, would you advise that my husband, I'm assuming, talk to my boys about it before that age, or do I let them discover it on their own?
Well, that's a tough question. Here's the thing. I remember it being 5th grade, and I'm pretty sure it was the same with my stepson too. That's the grade that they separated the boys and the girls. And they basically said, here's a little bit of Cliff's notes of what's about to happen to you, and here's what's going on with you guys. So I think at that age when they get the school let you know, hey, we're going to do this, I think that's the good time to, if it hasn't already happened, it's probably a good time to start talking to them about that. Maybe, okay, because I talked to him about it. Donna asked me to talk to him about it, and I was like, look, it's totally normal, it's totally natural. It's, but again, just do it in private. Do whatever you want to yourself in private.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
And also, I'm not so sure that the same-sex parent has to be the one. I mean, often people don't have that option. Like you're going to have to say stuff to your kid about, and I don't know what Donna will talk to your daughter about in terms of masturbation. Like that discussion never happened to us, like to girls. I'll
bet you never had a masturbation discussion.
Ever. Certainly not in school. Now, my mother, on the other hand, she discussed it with me inappropriately. Like she would show me, we've discussed it on the show. She had a whole sex drawer. And when I was like in 3rd grade, she's like, this is the pussy licking creams, and this is edible panties, and this is my vibrator for masturbation. Oh, I saw it all. And when I got my period, and I went to my mom's house that Sunday night, I go, Mom, I got my period. And she goes, show me.
Nuh-uh.
And I was like, no, bitch. Yeah. Cool, thanks, Mom. She goes, show me. And I was like, fuck you. And I was old enough to be like, no, you're out of here.
Yeah,
fucking.
right.
I told her to get out of there. I go, get out of here. I know what to do. I'd read about it. I talked, I was like, get the fuck out of here, bitch. Anyway, so that was traumatic. But there's no reason. I remember my dad tried to have a sex talk with me when I had a boyfriend. And he was like, you have to be safe. You must use condom. Or I was like, bitch, I'm on the pill. Like I went to Planned Parenthood when I was 15 on my own. Like,
see, I have to be, I want to know all that because I ended up having this new blood disease that I didn't know I had.
Oh my gosh.
It's called factor V Leiden, and it makes me prone to clots and things. So my daughter, when she starts birth control or gets pregnant, she has to be tested because birth control can cause clots. That's what they've told me. It can, then so that with having this, it's extra dangerous. And also pregnancy for like bed rest, you can't be prone for like a week. You can't. You have to move your blood in your legs and stuff. So she has to be tested for that. So I have to know about that stuff.
Oh, you know what I would suggest? And I wish my parents had done for me so that I didn't have to resort to go to Planned Parenthood. I literally went to the hood, Planned Parenthood, because
the Planned Parenthood,
the hood, because in LA I grew up in the San Fernando Valley. There was one in Van Nuys, and I lived in fucking Woodland Hills or whatever, and it was really scary. It was not a safe thing. It was not a safe neighborhood that I was going to get my pills all the time and to get pap smears. Once a girl gets her period, she can start seeing a gynecologist. Not necessarily to give internal exams.
You can't prior to that, or they won't see you prior to that?
They'll see her. Like, they'll check her externals and make sure she's okay and stuff. But I'd say around the time she's 15, I would just take her to the gynae.
Yeah.
And just go, hey, let's start getting your lady bits checked out.
Yep.
And then take her to a female doctor and tell the doctor, hey, if she wants to be on birth control, just give it to her. You don't have to fucking tell me or whatever. And that way she can get birth control from a gynecologist that she's regularly seeing.
Right.
And you put on your insurance so that way, you know what I mean? Like, because I wish I would have just had a gynecologist I could have asked as opposed to sneaking around and taking it into my own hands. I was 15. Like, Jesus Christ. But anyway, start taking her when she's like 15, 16.
Look, I'm all about that. You're going to the dentist once a year. You're getting physicals once a year. You're going to the fucking gynecologist, whatever y'all say.
There you go. And that way, no shame. Shame. Let's talk about dating really quick, and then I have to go back. My poor nanny got sick So I'm on, the house is all fucked up. Tom got sick too, by the way. He was in Budapest and he was vomiting violently just as the car pulled up to get him to go to his show. We'll talk about this on your mom's house. I mean, my house has been in chaos for 2 weeks, so I apologize, but I may have to get out of here soon to go see my baby. Let's talk about dating as a single dad and dating single moms, because you've dated a single mom.
Yeah, I mean, now it's next to impossible if you're, because I am on a very, how I say it, it's a very regulated, unregular schedule. We are on a 2-2-3 schedule.
What does that mean?
That means, so on 1 week, I'll get her Monday, Tuesday. Her mom will have her Wednesday, Thursday. I have Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then the next week, it flips. And that's the week I don't like because I only get her for 2 days. But when I go on the road and travel and stuff, we switch days. So that 2-2-3 becomes not 2-2-3 anymore. It's like, okay, well, you want this Saturday, can I have that Saturday? Because I always want time too, and we work together like that and switch and work out days. So this very regular, irregular schedule becomes even more irregular when you start making up days, or, there's times where she has to work, I'll cover. I have to work, she'll cover. I get babysitters when they don't. But my nights out are for comedy, for podcasting. I don't. But going back to dating a single mom, Donna was a single mom when I met her, with her son, who I call my stepson. We never got married. We were engaged. We didn't get married, but he's the one that called me a stepdad.
Oh.
I asked his dad if he was okay with it. We had a great talk. His dad's great. His mom's great. And he's great. I see him all the time. And that's my daughter's brother. So I drive out to where they live out in Rancho and make sure that they connect. I just picked them up and took them down to Temecula with us for a weekend so that we could all hang out together.
Yeah.
Just the three of us. So I want them to have a relationship. She loves her big brother. And for being a 16-year-old kid that is that age where he doesn't give a shit about anything, he does. He comes out a lot and hangs out with us all the time. So, yeah, I love it.
So a lot of the questions I have are about, it sounds like there's not a lot of time for dating.
No.
So if you were to date a single parent, it sounds like you kind of got to be in it to win it. Like, you really should be interested, or make it a real casual hookup, right? Like, is there an in-between? It's either like
I would say that's fair. Yeah. If you're a person who wants to date a single parent and you're not interested in their child, then you should make it a casual hookup if they're okay with it. Yeah. But they're a package deal. I'm a package deal. Whoever has a kid that's single, they're a package deal. Whether you have 1 kid, 2 kids, whatever, they come with the package. So you have to be able to, take all of that on. And it gets muddy after a while, because once you get to, like, I know I didn't meet Donna's son for, Derek's his name, quite some time when we first started dating, because I didn't know where it was going to go. She didn't want to know where it was going to go. And I didn't want to get, connected to this kid that I'd have to get unconnected to, which ended up happening twice. But that doesn't matter. But, through all of it, it's tough because, we talked about before, like, discipline.
Yeah.
I don't want someone else to discipline I don't want anyone to discipline my kid. So I get that someone else wouldn't want you to discipline theirs. But the truth of that is, and this was, we would go to therapy and work on this stuff, but if you don't allow the other person to discipline your child, that other person's never going to be respected. They're never, your kid's never going to, you're going to be like, whatever, just shut the fuck up. Who are you? You've never said anything all this other time. Now all of a sudden you want to try to discipline me. I'm not going to listen to you. So you have to be on the same page, especially if you're going to make that commitment where you date and introduce the kids. That's a big deal. I think it is.
Of course,
I think it's a very big deal. Because if things don't work out for you, which I've learned myself, it was the first time I'd lost 2 people. I say that all the time. I lost her mom and him in that breakup. And I was like, man, that's extra hard. So you got to be careful when you're connecting the kids, because also, just because 2 adults don't work, these kids might connect. And they might get along great and be like, where's Billy or whatever? I want to play with Billy again. It's like, oh, we're not going to be seeing. Then you got to explain that shit.
I know. My dad would bang my friends' mothers.
Nah.
Yeah.
What? I don't think.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't mention this
I don't
one?
know. You may have.
God,
We've done
sorry.
a lot. So
Yeah,
your dad would bang your friends' moms, and
This
you
will go
knew
in
it.
my autobiography someday. I mean, yeah.
You knew it.
Of course. I remember, yeah. And my friends and I would be playing. And one time my friend and I were playing in the living room and they just went into his bedroom and started banging.
How old were you?
Oh, I was in junior high, sixth grade.
Well enough old.
Sixth grade, yeah. And it was terrible because, once they broke up, now I can't have this friend over because the mom has to drop off my friend and they don't want to see each other. And I broke my friendship with that kid. That was one time. So, yeah.
You don't fuck the babysitters. You don't fuck the teachers. You don't fuck their friends' moms.
No. Keep it away.
Yeah. Keep it out of their circle.
I'm pretty sure he banged one of my babysitters, too.
You do?
I have a feeling.
Do you think you ever fucked a teacher?
Yeah. I think...
You didn't even hesitate.
Well,
I think that's how I got that A in chemistry, to be honest with you.
I don't know if he did, but there was one teacher, my second grade teacher, who really liked my dad. And every time he dropped me off, she would be like, "What's up with your dad?" Yeah.
She would ask you, huh?
Like, "What's up with your dad?" I'm like, Mrs.
Take me
Winton.
outside. How about that?
And she was not his type. Like, she was so American. Like, she had like that total short mom haircut. Like what is that? Just the
I give up.
masculine. Yeah.
It's the haircut all my mom's friends had growing up.
It's the total. Is it the?
It's the Aunt Janice. I know what you're talking about.
The Aunt Janice. Let me see. That's it. That's the Asian lady's got it.
She's
I
got
give up.
Yep. I just,
Don't,
you know
nothing
what?
to see
Fuck
here.
it. Yeah.
Don't come in here. Sewing it shut. Yeah, the Hillary Clinton. Let's call it the Hillary. Hillary. No, Hills is a little still sexual.
I still get hit up about eating Hillary Clinton's asshole.
that
Oh no, wait, she
weird?
ate mine. What'd you guys say? It was her ate mine. I honestly can't. I still get hit up.
Hillary ate your
mine.
asshole.
Yeah, she ate my
Yeah,
asshole.
she's such a pig.
I still get hit up. For the record, when she did that, her hair was a lot longer than that.
Is that
picture
right? She
there,
was an
yeah.
effeminate.
I held it for her.
What's her name though? The most famous mom cut was that Kate Gosling. The John and Kate plus.
Oh,
there she is.
there she is. Yeah.
This is probably.
It's like punk rock meets I Give Up.
Yeah. I mean, this was an iconic mom haircut. This bitch put the mom cut on the map, I will say. Iconic. Look at the bad highlights. She's got the old school tiger stripes from the 90s. I had those too. Spiky in the back, party in the front. Look at that. Look at her.
There's a lot going on.
There's a lot. She looks good. Now I'm telling you, listen, she's been through a lot. That bitch had 8 children. I don't know how she's like Justin Bieber's got the They punked her so bad. Poor lady.
Shit.
Listen, poor Kate Gosselin, okay? She was with the guy who was wearing that Ed Hardy gear, remember? Mm-hmm. The husband ended up wearing Ed Hardy, losing his damn mind, leaving her with the 8 kids. I mean, what a mess. This poor woman's been through a lot.
8 kids.
8 kids.
God, 8 kids.
8. Look, she looks great though.
She does. She
beautiful.
she looks really good here.
God bless her.
Mm-hmm.
And she's skinny.
Yeah.
Fuck, good for her. Let's do a video, a mom fail and a mom hack, and then I got to get out of here to my baby. My babies.
All right, so we are starting off this round of...
Now it's time for a round of mom fails.
All right, this first one is
I love
from...
you so much. Make me feel less bad about my parenting. Also, think of your best mom fail.
Is it good to be nice?
Is it nice to be nice?
Nice.
Should you be nice to people?
Yeah.
Son of a bitch!
That's bitch.
I love
that was from
children.
Liz.
I love kids swearing. Thank you, Liz. Nothing warms my heart like a toddler cursing.
I agree.
Yeah. So did you know what's happening there? They were like, "Is it nice to be nice?" And then the mom was in traffic.
Yeah,
and
and
was
said,
like,
"You son of a bitch." Yeah.
What's your biggest dad fail?
Let's see. Biggest dad fail. I fucked up a couple times.
Let me see
I'm
what I
trying
just did. Oh, I was taking a dump watching my 1-year-old, and he was just walking around the bathroom, and he comes walking up to me with a sharp manicuring tool. Like one end is a knife,
Mm-hmm.
and the other, and I'm like, "Get over here, Juju!" And I can't chase him because I'm taking a shit. So that's always nice. I finally got it out, but
I had shit like that. I think about all the time, like leaving knives on the counter or something. But
oh yeah, they pick them up.
yeah,
Boys
they pick
do.
them up. But I'll tell you what, she grabbed a little knife and she was walking over to me, and I go, "Where the hell did you get that?" And she's like, "On the counter." But she's like, "But I'm holding it down." You know, she had
Smart.
the blade down. I was like, "All right, you're holding it right."
Ugh. I got the chills.
At least I taught you that. Yeah.
One time.
I haven't had monster. I mean, knock on wood. I'm sure I'll fuck up when she's a teenager, but at this point, I haven't had any real monster fails.
Pull any quarters out of the throat. I've done that.
No, God, no. Thank God, I haven't had any.
You don't have a boy.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You're
boys.
a girl. You get it. You'll see.
Yesterday, I had to argue with my 1-year-old. I had to pull the electric cord out of his hand because he was screaming and crying. Why can't I play with this? I'm like, you cannot play with an electrical cord. Screaming at me.
I'll give you one. And I ended up thinking it was funny and videoed it, but I gave her prunes when she was little. And she took, I have it on video. She took the prunes and she rubbed them all over her arms, her body, her face. And she kept going, putting on lotion. And I mean, it was covered. I was like, holy shit. But I was like, just get it. Go ahead and do it.
Get it.
Lotion. Putting on lotion.
So beautiful. She's so sweet. I let my boys do that stuff too. I think it's fun to let them get messy. I don't give a stuff. I don't care about stuff and dirt and mess. That's what they're.
90% of my daughter's clothes are hand-me-downs from my friend whose daughter's about 2 years older. So I'm, they don't understand that I've got little hand purses from my grandmom, her great grandmom, stuff like that, head scarves. I give her all that stuff, and I'm like, you don't understand the value of money. You don't understand any of that. She doesn't give a shit if that shirt was worn by somebody. She actually likes that her friend gave her that stuff, So I'm already on that shit because I'm not going to buy. I made the mistake one time buying 6 pairs of pajamas.
Yeah.
And she wears like 2.
I buy it all.
They have their favorite fucking one. Like, I want that one again. Well, what about these motherfuckers? This got a cute bear on the ass. I'm like, God damn it. And then she's too big for it, and I got to give it away.
See, that's got to be another girl thing because I buy so many clothes for my boys because they piss through them every night. He wakes up both covered in piss. My babies are covered in piss, covered in shit, covered in barf. Everything gets covered in flour and sticky. There's just sticky. Everything. Yeah. So I like to have multiples. Okay. This is a mom hack.
Yeah, this is from Bailey.
Hi, mommies. This is my mom hack.
Oh.
I spilled a little bit. That's okay, bud.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I give him a couple of these little cups and just a little bit of water, and I let him pour it back and forth. He'll go and go and go forever. Sometimes he'll take little sips of the water. But it's all good because it's, they're clean cups. Oh, is it good? Yeah. Good job, buddy.
I love it.
Guess what we're doing tonight?
That's what I was just thinking
buddy.
that. I think he's about Juju's age. This is brilliant. Just for those of you listening, she has 3 cups, little plastic cups filled with just a little bit of water, and the kid's just pouring cup into cup into cup. This is great. You know what I just did yesterday with Julian? Go to IKEA, and you Google IKEA plastic storage box. This is a brilliant one. I learned this from one of these mommy and me type places I take my children to. It's an IKEA white storage box, and they're meant to be slid under your bed.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and they have a lid, so they come with a great lid. The first one there. Oh, shoot. It was a white, it's plastic, and it's got a lid. No, it's that one right there. IKEA Jimsy white underbed storage. Up, up, up. IKEA third one. Up, up, up. One above. There, right. One to the left.
Yeah.
That's it. IKEA GIMSE bin. Man.
Yeah, $12.
It's $12.99. You get that bin. You open it up. You put in flour, beans, quinoa, whatever you have in your pantry that you're not going to use. Put in some cups, measuring cups, Tupperware containers. Throw the baby in that bin and let them go nuts.
Oh, it's big enough for them to sit in there with it?
100%.
Oh, wow.
100%. It's big enough for a 1-year-old to sit in. And my 3-year-old loves to just sit on the outside of it and just use it as a sandbox. So on like a rainy day or a hot day or a fire day, we don't go outside, the bin comes out. And you just put the lid on it, put it away,
Yeah,
and there
that's
you
great.
go. Flour, and then put a little bit of olive oil on the flour to keep it sticky so that it's not just like puffy powder. Just watch out, make sure the kid doesn't put anything in their mouth because Julian puts everything in his fucking mouth right now. Do girls do that too? Everything in the mouth?
No, she would put a lot of stuff in her mouth that she would just suck on when she was a kid, but I've been on her about not putting stuff in her mouth. I don't let her chew her nails, any of that stuff.
Yeah,
but
no.
she's like, and I guess at school they taught her. When I say, you don't put this in your mouth. She goes, I know. I don't put it in my mouth if I don't know what it is. I go,
That's smart.
Boom, there it is.
Boom.
That's it.
All right, I gotta go. I got a sick nanny, and I'm just letting the dog watch the kid right now. Just kidding. Can you imagine that dog? No, I have a friend favorite doing it. Thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, thank you for having me
I love
here.
you. You're one of my absolute favorite
love you
people. If
too,
I
you
haven't
know.
said that before, listen to the Honeydew. Check Ryan Sickler out on social media. Check me out live. And until next time, we'll see you, mommies. I have to come up with a catchphrase. I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom.
Yeah.
I'm a varsity mom after fucking this last week. You know what? I just graduated myself to varsity mom. I'm a varsity mom, bitch. I'm not JV squad after this last 2 weeks. I did croup, I did ear infection, and I did 2 kids with stomach viruses me with a stomach virus. So I'm varsity level
You
now.
are.
All right. I love you, Ryan Sickler.
I love you too.
All right. Bye, mommy.
Where my mom's at. Where my mom's wearing thongs, hitting bongs at. Raising kids, cleaning shits, need a long nap. Where my mom's at.
Where My Mom's At podcast with Christina P.